Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had that guy that's always picking his nose at the red lights, smash that subscribe button. Go and have him smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the newest and following patrons: Nathan, Scott, Mika Boy, Ramon, Joe Quez, Lead with Love, Johnny, Charles, John Wick, Marshall, Albert 12, Soulstar LA, Coach Ken, Miguel Lara, AI Vega, Esquiel, Miguel, let our actions under Christ, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Chevelle 66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Douse Herrero for today. And today only, if you sign up on the Patreon in the link below, I'm going to email you the ebook version of my book, Operation Yard Recall. So today only, hit that link in the description below. This episode right here, man, you guys are going to dive into the world of green, right? Being a correctional officer or correctional peace officer in the California Department of Corrections, where I happen to do 16 years as an officer, a sergeant, and lieutenant. Hector, what did the report writing process look like from your guys' perspective? We be seeing you guys, man. You guys be adding 10 to the stories. You guys be putting extra salsa on the burritos when we get those 115s, when we get the incident packages, right? What the hell you guys be doing behind those closed doors? Well, here we go. I have to explain to you how the whole report writing process changed. Changed from the beginning of time to where we are now, which is out of control. Keeping it real. I joined the department in 2006, right? You never heard me claim I'm an OG because I'm not. There was the era of the 1970s prison guards in San Quentin where they were stabbing each other, the guards and the convicts, throwing each other off the tiers. Then there was the 90s time frames, right? Those are the OGs where rocking and rolling, all the LA massive violence gang erupted, the three strikes laws, right? And then your boy comes in 2006 and catches the tail end. I do say that I caught the tail end of the good old days, as they say, right? In the 80s and 90s, if you were a prison guard, literally a prison guard, right? We're not even talking correctional officer. That is the term right there, prison guard. If you were in Folsom or San Quentin prison and you seen a one-on-one fight, mutual combat, you're in the observation post, you have a mini 14, pow! They were shooting inmates, well, convicts back then, with the mini 14 live round for fist fighting. Yes, the OGs used to tell me, oh, yeah, that was the procedure, right? That was the policy back then. Imagine that. As a lieutenant, I got the perk of being able to go on the computer and look at old incident reports all the way back to then, those times. I mean, okay, C files, right? When I came into the department, they were files, big old files called C files that the inmates had. If there was a massive riot, you had to go up to records, and records had, you guys want to know what it looks like in there, huh? I'll tell you what it looked like in there. Like a library. It's not as big as a library, but a library with shelves and then freaking CDC numbers like the last twos, right? Freaking Charlie 0718, stuff like that. Okay, 8. Or it had the last name. Something it had it where you can identify. Still, as a young cop in the summer in Centinela after a major riot, you take the little cart, right? It's a little steel cart that you can put like nursing stuff on there. It would be a mission. It would be an absolute mission to find the C file. On top of that, not only were they not where they supposed to be, but Matt, you have caseworkers back there. You have counselors. You have parole agents. You have BPH, Board of Parole hearing that move the files and they're on people's desks. So there's your boy looking around people's desks, right? No, not in the drawers, right? I'm not scandalous or weird. Just looking for this damn folder. Oh, I think I got it. No, that's not the one, right? Wrong Sanchez, son of a bitch. So, you're going around, you're looking for all this shit, man. Half the time, your boy would come back a big disappointment for the sergeant, be like, I really couldn't find this one. I don't know what they do with them. They moved them around, but nevertheless. Then in 2012 ish, roughly 2012, give or take a few years, they introduced a computer system, right? Everything went online. About time CDCR had caught up with that. I'll tell you guys a funny story. When SOMS, that's what it's called, Strategic Offender Management System, SOMS. It's a database. It's a database of everything and anything on any inmate, and everything is in there. The C files are now in the computer. Poof, right in the cloud, as they call it. I was in Centinela. That's down south. That's on the border of Mexico, right? You have Calexico right there. There's a lot of paisas, COs, green, a lot of paisas. I mean, legitimate, being in the sun too long, right? Get a little dark tan. Here we go. Old school dudes that were not computer savvy. This was 2012, right? Well, we had to take a training, SOMS training, introduction. I'll be damned if there wasn't a paisa that raised his hand and said, Sergeant, I ran out of table. Like, what do you mean you ran out of table? The dude was holding the mouse, right? And kept moving the mouse, but he ran out of table. So the sergeant like picked that fucking thing up and put it back over here and start over. Like, boom, mind blown, right? So now you know it was such a learning curve for some people, right? Like when we switched over from the revolvers to the semi-automatic handgun, the Glock 22, chambered in 40 caliber. Damn, your boy knows a thing about guns. Not that I own any. They all got lost in a tragic boat accident, but you hear what I'm saying. So back then, the old school prison guards used to shoot the convicts with a Mini 14 center mass. Boom. And I would look at their reports. Their reports were one-liners. One-liners. On such and such day at approximately this time, inmate Sanchez and inmate Martinez were observing the mutual combat. I utilized the Mini 14 aim center mass. He fell down. The fighting stopped. Period. Boy, have we come a long ways from those days. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, right? I'm not saying that's a good thing to be able to shoot inmates with a Mini 14 for a fist fight. Clearly, that doesn't make any sense. Clearly, that's not okay at all, right? You don't see officers at Pacific Beach shooting drunken white boys where they're getting in some fisticuffs, right? You just don't see that. 2008, I was up in a gun post, Alpha Gym gun. The gym was full of inmates. 100, give or take. Different races. Black, white, other. Black, white, other. Mexican. Goddamn. So, it's kind of early today. It's been a long night. A fucking riot kicked off. A Code 3 riot kicked off. Code 3 is the biggest one. It was the Mexicans and the blacks, the Southsiders, right? Boom, boom, bang, fucking hearing all kinds of shit, seeing everything fly, people getting stabbed, just bam, bam. I'm like, oh man, this was the first time that I was in a gun post during a riot. Or armed with a weapon during a riot. The first time. Less lethal, right? 40 millimeter. Boom, boom, boom. At the time, there was 2 gunners and 4 floor cops. And you know what? The other day, man, your boy's memory is all like scattered, right? It's just, I was gonna say the ED word, but I'm staying away from the ED jokes for a minute. Right? I don't like those notifications on my phone. But I said during that month there was a period of staff assaults everywhere. Delta Gym, that was bad. Alpha, Bravo 1, boom, boom, boom. Like on every yard, staff assaults. And I want to say it might have been because of that incident where I made the video where the inmate got hit in the head with a 40 millimeter and he ended up dying. Because think about it, it was both around the same time frame and it was kicking off. Blue on green. So, being that there's two gunners, we had 8 rounds each. We had the wooden baton rounds that shoots the little wooden rounds that you skip or supposed to skip, and they splinter and they hurt and they're wood. And then the exact impact of foam. Think of like a hard Nerf gun that's been frozen, right? Like that. So 8 and 8, 16 rounds up there, man. Double the ammunition. So I'm seeing groups of fighting. Boom. I'm seeing groups of fighting. They're fighting, you know, you got the bunk beds that are lined up. They're fighting inside the little bunks area. They're fighting in the latrine area, the bathrooms, the toilets. They were fighting in front of the officer's podium. Crack alley where the catwalk didn't go all the way over there, so they'd be tattooing and smoking dope and all kinds of stuff. Cigarettes, tobacco. I shot all my rounds. My partner shot all his rounds. My report was, okay, have I told you that in the 70s and 80s, the report was like this big? Mine was like this big. On such and such day, on such and such time, Alpha Gym observation, Gym gun. I observed a riot between black and Hispanic inmates. I saw a group of inmates fighting. I aimed at zone 1, lower extremities, left thigh. Bang. I looked, saw another group of inmates, aimed at zone 1. Bang. And I did that like 3 times. I only spoke to like 3 times that I saw 3 different groups. That's what I said. But there was a shitload of groups, right? The point I'm trying to make is, period, point blank. Again, we have come a long way from just that, right? I think I saved it somewhere around here. So I'm like, wow, this is impressive. The fact that it's so small, right? Oh, so after an incident, right? Let's say you're not in a gun post shooting people. Let's say you're on the floor, you're pepper spraying, you're using your baton, you're using physical force to stop violence, riots. You go at the time, old school. Well, I can't say old school. When I was there, right, that time frame, all the officers and the sergeant maybe used to go to the classification committee counselor area in the program office, which was right in front of the captain's office. Right. For the record, we didn't know who the captains were back then. They minded their own business. Right. They weren't trying to sabotage staff and make it to Sacramento. They were just normal people. We would get there. We would be like, okay, hey, what did you see? Well, I saw this. Oh, I saw that too. What was that time? Oh, 1,700 hours. Okay, 1,700 hours. Hey, Bill, what's today's date? Goddamn, bro, look at the calendar. Oh, yeah, today's the 9th. Right? That is what we would do. Like exchange information, right? Not make shit up. I'm telling you from my experience, all right? Exchange information, and then all the reports will flow, right? It's going to flow because everybody was involved. You got the different perspectives. Okay, boom, here it is. Give it to the lieutenant. Lieutenant, where are you? That you never knew where they were at, drinking coffee somewhere, which is why I wanted to promote. I want to be that guy. Again, that was not me. The fucking department changed so fast. They got me, sons of bitches. So, what does it look like now? Oh, it's a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking disaster. If I had to write that report about shooting the inmates in the gym with the 40 millimeter, now this is what it would look like. On such and such day at such and such time, being in Alpha Gym gun, I observed a group of approximately 100 inmates fighting each other. STG group versus another STG group, blah, blah, blah. A gang versus a gang, right? A race versus a race. And I observed inmate Jones and inmate Sanchez striking each other, at which point I aimed for zone 1 on inmate Sanchez's right leg, right? Aiming for his right leg, right? Which was my intended target. I fired, hitting my intended target. It did not have its desired effects. Therefore, I reassessed, reloaded, and then yada, yada, yada. You just got to do it again. So for each, that would have been 16 individuals spoken to, right? Now I know what you're thinking, like, oh, well, that's good, Hector, you're being transparent now, or you're not like just summing a little bit of things. Well, yeah, that's cool too. But let me introduce you to a little fucking word I like to call clarifications. Clarifications are what these dumb fucking buffoons of managers that sit in an office, that some of them were never peace officers, some of them were never correctional officers. I told you this. You can be a plumber, you can be an office technician, a number cruncher, a people cruncher, right? Oh my God, I was going to say a pea muncher, but that would have been totally inappropriate for the YouTube, right? The pea muncher. Trying to think, do we have any pea munchers? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Bring it back. Bring it back. So, a clarification question would be dumb as fuck. Like, this lady, she was an OT, right? Oh my God. She used to ask the dumbest fucking questions, right? When I got to Donovan, right? This is when the buffoonery started. There was a staff assault in front of the culinary. I did a video on that. I was a sergeant, thinking I'm a somebody. And dude was out of control. We carried him like a suitcase. We carried him like a suitcase from the culinary to the gym, holding cells. But I had asked observation to throw down some flex cuffs and some waist restraint and leg restraints, right? Because this dude was out of control. We had to handcuff his legs. So I'll be damned if this freaking OT AW writes back in the clear. Everything's like documented. Well, Sergeant, how did you know there was leg restraints up in observation? Well, you guys probably listening don't probably think that's the big deal. Well, when you have incidents after incidents after incidents, we don't have time for asking stupid fucking questions, let alone answering them, right? We don't. That is a stupid fucking irrelevant question that has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. They just want to hear themselves talk. They want to put their 2 cents in when it's not warranted. So I began to write back, having been in numerous fucking Code 3 riots, being a sergeant and knowing where the inventory is. That's when another lieutenant told me, don't do that, take it out. But that's a stupid little game I was playing, especially being new and on probation. I had to play their stupid game, which is part of the problem because they get away with this shenanigans. That same lady asked a stupid fucking question. This is the winner, guys. Listen to this one. When 2 inmates are fighting, they get pepper sprayed, right? Looks like a... This is one I bought online, guys. Don't trip. This is an MK4, right? Why I have fucking pepper spray in here, I don't know. This is an MK4. Well, we have the MK9. It looks like a canister like this. Back in the old days, we had it on our leg. You pepper spray them. This shit fucking hurts, man. This is oleoresin capsicum. 5.3 million a Scoville, whatever, the pepper, right? Fucking contraption. That shit burns, man. We get pepper sprayed at the academy. That shit is painful. Extremely painful. It fucking hurts. Feels like people are sticking needles in your eyeball, right? Then it gets on your skin and it burns your skin like acid, right? Then it gets in your hair. Then you go home and you take a shower, it reactivates, right? The inmates when they would go to the shower, it would reactivate and it would drip down to their balls. And you'd, my balls, CO. They'd be like, right? That's what it looks like. Boogers, right? Blood, just all kinds of shit. The inmate said it burns, right? He's in the shower and he said it burns. I'll be damned if this stupid fucking AW didn't ask what was the temperature of the water. Don't go to Donovan, right? Don't go to Donovan unless you want to get fired. Or just don't go there, right? Green or blue, just don't go there. What was the temperature of the water, right? And it would go on. It was endless. These stupid fucking clarification questions. You know, my old friend Captain Homito was the worst for these. And that other idiot buffoon that I let borrow the acting captain bars were the worst. These fucking idiots were just putting stuff out there to make Marcus like them, right? Like, oh, my little mijos, right? You dumb little fucks. Come here, you little fuck. Oh, shit. So, they would ask some dumb fucking questions, man. I can't even fathom them right now, right? And they were picking and choosing who they were gonna fuck over too, which is unethical. If you're a manager, fucking behave professional. So, you have to add all kinds of stuff now in reports, 837 incidents. If you pepper spray inmate Sanchez and inmate Martinez in front of a cell with pepper spray, now it's must in DOM, Departmental Operation Manual, look, you guys in some OJT, that you have to ask the neighboring cells, cell 101, cell 103, hey guys, did you guys get pepper sprayed? Nah, we're good, CO. All right, gracias. So, you also have to add that you decontaminated the area afterwards. Like, yeah, after this incident, we opened the fire doors on the side of the house unit. We turned on the fan. We used cell block 64 with a mop and some water. We cleaned it up. It's just like, you guys probably think, well, like, yeah, that's good. That's extra information. Well, no, because these incidents are piling on, right? You're drowning in incident packets and stupid fucking clarification questions. When we could just document it and keep it pushing. If you have a question, call me on the phone and ask me what happened. And I'm going to tell you. I don't need to take time up, reopen another incident on the incident packet while I'm working on 4 more, right? I used to tell him like this too, man. I got nothing to hide. I'll fucking go in front of the judge and say like, yeah, hey, did you take him a shower after he got pepper sprayed? Yes, sir. Absolutely, 100%. Did you ask the neighbors? Well, yeah, we looked around. Ain't nobody was fucking tripping. Ain't nobody told the ACO I got fucking pepper spray. Right? It's called, what do you call it? Trimming the fucking fat off the meat? Whatever you want to call it, man. The point I'm trying to make is, a lot of people have a hard time. This is the message for today, the positive message. A lot of people have a hard time adapting. That'll get you in a jam, right? Especially if you think you're in the old cowboy days, right? Where you're gonna. I saw a lot of people get phased out like that the hard way. They couldn't adapt to the current times, right? You want to bring fucking ponies and giraffes to the prison? Let's do it, right? That's how I was like, hey, they're paying me $100,000 a year, guys. People been asking me, Hector, what do you think about the tablet program? Right? What's your thoughts on the tablets? And I'm like, hey, I could give 2 fucks about the tablets, even if I was in the prison, because if you're trying to fight a battle of, hey, inmates shouldn't have anything, if you realize, look around, right? See a fucking petting zoo, a circus, a art cinema class, right? You're gonna see all yoga, little bicycles at stationary. Like, what are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna lose your mind over a tablet? And what is it? It's just that they already have illegal cell phones in their fucking cells, right? That's my take. This is finally me speaking about it. Like, what? Oh, man, golly gee, right? So that could even be a gem. Look, man, if you can't adapt with the fucking times, you're gonna get phased out, right? You're gonna either the hard way or the easy way, or right? In the military, we learned improvise, overcome, and adapt, right? Was I happy with a lot of things? No, but I fucking went with it. They paid me. It was a career, right? We're going to put condoms in the housing unit, a condom dispenser. Like, well, that's fucking dumb. Why would you do that? Whatever, right? What? We're going to fucking bring little dogs onto the prison grounds. And I'm like, you don't want to bring dogs to this Donovan prison. These inmates are weird, right? Except there's one good GPR. You're always going to hear me say that. But yeah, that's the message. Improvise, overcome, and adapt before you get left in the